Hello and welcome, my daffodil snorters. How you doing on this wonderful day? We're playing some half cash mode for you guys. We're moving up in the world. I may have made a video on this before, but I'm just gonna do it anyways, man. We're gonna do half cash mode on this delicious map right here. Hopefully, in a fun and easy way for you guys. Just so you guys understand, as usual, man, I love to say lives don't matter. And I love to say that I'm trying to make this easy for you guys. I don't want to make this super duper complicated or anything like that. So that's my two main goals, basically. I want to make it easy for you guys. I want to make this exciting for you guys and not have too many issues going on here. Also, for today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a monitor talk, actually. If you guys don't know, I've been making a lot of monitor questions on the community section lately for... If you guys don't know, by the way, YouTube has this thing called a community section. It's basically like a section that allows me to like ask questions or talk or post pictures or just like do anything that we want to talk about in that section right there. And it's a great place for me to just basically communicate with you guys, you know? And I really enjoy it. I really do. I like it a lot. So anyways, here we go. We're going to go for Quincy here in just a second. Robo Quincy, by the way. I know, he's a big boy here. Robo Quincy. We're going to put him like right about there. Alright, again, lives don't really matter. I mean, a couple dollars going through here and there. Whatever, dude. Doesn't matter at all. The main thing is we're actually going to be doing for a banana farm today. Fairly early on in the game here. We're going to go for one 2-0 banana farm before round 40, which makes round 40 a little bit more difficult, but then I'm like the rest of the game a little bit easier, because then we're making quite a bit of money by that point. But anyways, let's talk about monitors for a little while we're really not doing anything, just waiting for our banana farm money at this point. So, the reason why I know a lot about monitors is because I have actually bought some monitors in my past experience here. I remember I actually had my original 1080p monitor that I bought. Actually, I remember all the way back to when my dad was first looking at computers, and I had the square computers, like legit the box ones. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're literally almost the size of your actual computer itself, kind of thing. Yeah, I know those things were huge, absolutely ginormous, and that didn't look good at all. All right. Then I remember when I got my first like HD monitor. Oh yeah, I was like super excited. It was like it was like $90 on sale or something like that. It was like 21 inches or something like that. Fairly small, I'd say, for a regular monitor, but for what I used it for, absolutely stupendous, man. Like I loved it. It was perfect, because that was right when I started making YouTube videos, you know? So I even remember when I first started doing it, like I used to have the screen be sort of, or the flash game that I was playing be kind of small on the screen. Usually it was 800 by 600. It was square back then as well, by the way, or not square but way less rectangular than it is right now. 800 by 600 is way different than 1920 by 1080. That's like almost double, basically, as wide as it is tall. So we got round 15 is one of those ones where you might just want to end up using Quincy's ability here. Oh man, we still lost a life with that thing. What? Really? I guess I used it just a second too late there or something. That kind of sucks. So anyways, then when I moved into my old house, I actually decided I was going to finally upgrade my monitors. So I actually bought a monitor, a 1440p monitor at the time, and then I came to YouTube, actually, and I was telling people, and I'm like, yeah, I was like, I'm really looking forward to getting another monitor. I'm actually trying to save up for another monitor. And one very, very kind person came up to me, and they're like, Chris, I'm doing very well in my life right now, and this was the point where I was a fairly small YouTuber. And he said, what I really want to do is you've brought me so much joy in my life. I want to help you out. I want to hook you up. I want to buy you your monitor. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me, man? Like, this is the most thoughtful thing I've ever heard from anybody in my entire life. And obviously it was. It was so nice of him to do that for me. And he did. He gave me all the money for an entire monitor, and I was forever grateful to him. And here we go. We're going to use this on round 19 here again. And I'm going to hopefully get my ninja here for the next round here. Come on, where's the money? Oh, wait, we're not going to get it for the next round. Oh, crap. A little scary here. Our jump around is not jumping around as fantastic as it normally does. Actually, round 20 is not too bad, though, with Quincy here. And it's ninja time. All right, ninja time, baby. There it is. So Ninja, as long as you put him in somewhere kind of next to Quincy where he can just sort of hit some balloons, like, he's going to be fine here. Again, losing a couple rando lives in here that we just regrow back up in here. I'm cool with that. We're going to actually use Quincy's ability here on round 22. Get some Ninja Discipline action. Seeking Shurikens, Sharp Shurikens. Get a couple other things in here. But I do definitely want to upgrade my banana farms at this point, guys. That's definitely on the list of things to do. So, you know what? Let's do that first before we do anything else. I think we're okay with just a lower level ninja like this. Don't forget, Quincy's going to keep on getting stronger and stronger and stronger over here. He's shooting 2 arrows at a time now, so he's basically doubling his popping power. Like that. Is that not absolutely delicious right there? I gotta say so. I'm pretty happy with that, man. Absolutely. So then I had 2 monitors. All right, now at this point in my life, I still have those 2 monitors. They're not that old. They're about 3 years old. And what they are is they are. This is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to talk about the monitors a little bit. Then I'm going to talk about what everything means. By the way, so I feel like a lot of people were confused on what a monitor is, why it means, what it means. You know, what is a refresh rate? What does the panels type mean? Like, what does G-Sync mean? What does FreeSync mean? Like, does it matter? So anyways, what we definitely need to do here, we definitely need to go for an Alchemist. I'm going to put our Alchemist right here, actually. I'm going to put him on Strong, by the way. You can put him on Last if you want to. I think Strong's to be a little better for us today. Basically, as long as we're popping most lead balloons here, we should be fine. Sadly, we missed a couple of them on the first run through, but we'll get them before they go through any further. In fact, just to be safe here, I am going to be using Quincy's extra power up here just to make sure I take them all down. Luckily, we get an exploding arrow once we reach level 7 here, which sadly is going to be right after. Oh, right before round 30. But boom, there it is. All right, awesome, man. That's the way you do it. And now we can finally upgrade to a 2-0 banana farm here. But I'm not in the clear yet, guys. We definitely have to do a little bit more pop and power. Ninjas for sure. Thinking pretty high level ninja, actually. Sharp shurikens and all that junk. Still going to go for my helipad, of course. Helipads, if you guys don't know, rock frickin' solid. The main reason why they're so good, though, is because you combine them with an alchemist and they're so good, and you get them for super duper cheap here. $730 for normally $1,460 plus tower here. Like, why not, man? Seriously. Like, that is just an amazing deal right there. So we're going to go for the Helipallet as one of our next towers here. And super duper duper helpful against the Moab class balloon. That's like the main reason why you need a Helipallet on half cash mode, alright? If you're not building a Helipallet on half cash mode, you probably run into some issues here. Like, yeah, you probably suck. So, but sadly, we cannot do any more farming for a long time. If we want to, we might be able to do a little bit more, around like 45 or so. But at this point, nah, not really. And we're going to upgrade them all up fairly high. Basically, just start upgrading things. Whatever you can get. Ninja upgrades, Helipallet upgrades. Usually I go for a Quad-Doors Pursuit, faster firing kind of guy. Usually my Ninja's going to end up being a 401 or even a 402 if we really want to push that far. And then after that, we're going to upgrade our Alchemist. That's our plan. Alright, so I still have those 2 monitors. I'm still reasonably happy with my monitors. But I get a little jealous sometimes because one of my friends has this, I have a really nice computer, by the way, guys. I have a computer that can run games on probably up to 144 frames per second. Not no problem, but it can do it, And it makes me a little sad that I'm like, well, I'm kind of limited right now, not on my computer, but actually on my monitor, which is kind of weird, to actually think about here. It's weird that you can be limited by your monitor, not itself. That's why sometimes I saw somebody recently, they were talking about how they wanted to get a really good monitor so their Xbox could look really cool. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, but your Xbox is going to be limited at 60 frames per second no matter what. And plus, it's going to be limited to 1080p. So if you get a 1440p monitor at 144 frames per second, you're literally wasting a monitor there. It's like just the opposite of what I'm doing right now. I'm wasting my computer's power instead of wasting my monitor. So we're going to go for double shot here. And here we go. Here's the Moab. So what you want to do is you want to definitely save your Quincy's ability here until the Moab gets popped. Like, for sure, Here we go, though. The Helipallet's actually doing a pretty good job here. We're going to use the ability. Kablamo. Take him down. Kind of a slow trickle of balloons into our souls right there. That worked out pretty well. Alright, you know what? I'm going to be a little greedy here, guys. I'm going to go for it. We're going to go for one more banana farm. Usually I'm a little less greedy than I am today, but I'm feeling it, man. I was talking about this in my previous video, but with banana farms, it's kind of weird because it takes about 20-something rounds for you to actually pay for itself. And that's honestly not that efficient. Oh, look at this thing over here. Look at it, man. You got the little banana leaves like going through the trees over here. This is kind of crazy. It's bloop, 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 bloop. Isn't that kind of cool looking? Chicka chicka boom boom. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it, guys. Bloon Jitsu time. Is this $2,000 worth it to spend? I think so. As long as you can survive up into the point that you get your next good high-level tower here. Looks like it's gonna be no problem for us. Kablamo, Bloon Jitsu King right there. Nice, man. And now it's time to get our Alchemist going because he's going to power up our towers and actually make them about 4 to 5 times as powerful as they currently are. And that's a huge bonus right there, man. Would you rather have 5 heli pellets or 1 alchemized heli pellet? I think we know the answer to that one, for sure. Also, is this guy faster firing or anything? He is. Alright, he's faster firing and faster darts. One thing that I do have to be a little bit careful of is, obviously, I don't have that much cam detection. Round 51 is actually pretty harmful for us. It's pretty hard to pop those camo balloons here, so, you know, definitely going to have to use our ability here if we don't end up getting this 4th tier Alchemist. Alright, so let's talk about those, basically there's like 5 things to think about when buying a monitor here, guys. Number 1, usually the most important thing, I think, is the resolution. Alright, there's really only 3 main resolutions that exist in monitors right now. There's 1080p, there's 1440p, and 2160p, also known as 4K. All right. Now, what's interesting about this is that you know, I don't know the exact numbers here, but I think something like 4K has 8 times as many pixels as a 1080p monitor. I believe, if I'm not mistaken here. So, anyways, here we go. Round 51. Let's do it. Bam! Strongest stim. Perfect timing for this round 51 craziness that's about to happen right here. I'm actually going to be a little extra greedy, even greedier than usual here, guys. I'm going to get another banana farm, actually. And this is just to kind of prove that you can actually farm pretty well here on half cash mode and actually make it do something reasonable. And whenever you get the 3rd tier, usually I say just get valuable bananas, you know? It was weird because it's not that efficient on battles, but it's very efficient in BTD6, because you don't have to spend a crap ton of money, $20,000, to get this 4th tier banana farm, you know? And I don't really want to be spamming 5 of these guys or anything like that, so just having a nice 3-2 here is pretty beneficial for us. But we need more. Obviously, this is not going to cut the cheese for the rest of the game here, guys, so we need to get more popping power, more destructive power. And I'm feeling, actually, the boom boom. You guys want to see the boom boom? Alright, let's go for the boom boom. We go for the boom boom right here. He's going to be, let's see what we want to get here. I'm fairly certain that a Bionic Boomer or a Turbocharge would be cool to use, but I'm actually a bigger fan for today's video of the more glaives. Alright, so we're going to go for an improved range. We're going to go glaives, glaive ricochet, and more glaives. But instead of faster throwing, what we're going to do is we're going to get the bottom path to get red hot ranks to pop lead balloons, and also, so we can, oh, here we go, man. Let's use this power up real quick. I definitely have to get some more cam detection in here. This isn't going to cut it for the rest of the game. Well, let's get the more glaives first. Definitely. Here's the more glaives. And then I'm going to get the longer range here and the red hot range so we can double the damage on all of our shots. Doubling the damage. Yes, you heard that right. Damage on this thing. This makes balloons into mincemeat at this point in the game. Allowing all of our other towers, which do, you know, mostly a lot of pierce and stuff like that, just destroy this crap. So anyways, talking about monitors. The main thing is the resolution. I would say for most people, 1080p is probably fine. Me, I like 1440p because not only do I have, again, a pretty good computer, but I also do a lot of video editing, and I do a lot of multitasking on my computer, where I have multiple tabs open, you know, video editor and Photoshop and, you know, all this other junk. Maybe even when I'm streaming, especially streaming is very crazy because you got a lot of stuff going on when you're streaming. There's one thing that I can do is I can power up another ninja with this alchemist right here. So I'm going to do, let's do it like this. I'm going to do the monkey village first. Like so. We go like this. Bigger radius. Radar scanner. We're going to get the jungle drums here too, just because 1620, not that bad. Make everybody shoot a little bit faster, especially Quincy. You know, he's already a pretty big powerhouse on our team here. Him getting alchemized too is actually pretty effective, by the way. And getting his shots powered up is nice. matters quite a bit because he doesn't shoot super duper fast either. That's the main thing that makes his shots mean more. And when you're powering those shots up, it's going to mean more for us in the long run here. Alright, so here's round 63, by the way. This is the biggest balloon level that you're going to ever have to fight here. Let's see, can we take it down with our more glaives and our random stuff? No problem, man. That's good. That's good. So most people are fine with 1080p. I'm a bigger fan of 1440p. A lot of people think 4K, because it's a big number, is automatically better, and I have to disagree with that. I think, first of all, if your computer can't run that kind of stuff, there's really no point to having 4K. Number one. But beyond that, 4K isn't always necessarily better, just because it's a better resolution. It might, make your, the main thing is can your computer run it? All right, if your computer can run it and you can get 4K at a really good resolution, hey, that a really good refresh rate, that might be worth it to you. But at a fairly low refresh rate, 4K doesn't mean much. Like if you're getting, I noticed that a lot of TVs these days are 4K, but the problem is they run 4K at 30 frames per second, and then it makes the 4K look terrible. So just having a TV that's 4K doesn't always make it better. Even I fell for that because I bought a TV that was 4K before I knew about what the resolution was on it, or they kind of kept it secret from me almost. I kind of got screwed over a little bit, I'm like, oh, my TV is not worthless or anything like that. But I bought into the 4K nonsense. All right, that's for sure. The next important thing is probably the size. So here, let's think about what else we want to get in here, though. What other kind of towers do we want to get? I can afford another like $12,000-$15,000 pretty easily here. You know what? Should I just do it? Just to confirm, man. Let's do it here. Let's go for the kind of weird tower that's actually a pretty useful tower in here, man. Super Monkey. Yeah, don't underestimate him. We're gonna be going for a Robo Monkey today. All right. I know it's a little goofy. I admit it. It's a little weird. You might not be used to it, but he's only $9,000 to get him up to a Robo Monkey. And the great thing is just popping up to around 80, he's like perfect for it, We don't need to pop crazy amounts of Groot balloons. We need to just chop through the Moab layer really quick and then just defeat some of the balloons inside, which is usually just a few ceramics inside there anyways. Don't forget that even though it seems like I might not have that much money, I've got 5,000 and 2,000 built up in here. So I've got 7 grand built up in here. I can sell those guys whenever I feel like it. I'd rather wait until probably around like 73 or 74 before I sell any of these things. But that's where the banana farms really make their money. If you actually look, $4,666, we didn't even make enough money back to make the money that we spent on it. But when we sell it, we will. That's the main thing. When you have 5 and 5, we made $10,000, we only spent, 6 grand on this guy, so we netted 4 grand here for the hard part of the game, which is the late game. Right. So yeah, the next thing is the size. A lot of people think bigger is automatically better. I don't agree with that. I think you need to have the right size for yourself. Like TVs, like sure, like bigger might be better in almost all situations. I completely understand that aspect, Like having a full wall of TV just like sounds awesome. Monitors, though, you're sitting really close to it. It doesn't need to be gigantic. It could be too big. If you had a 60-inch monitor, like, why? Why would you need that? It'd be too big. You wouldn't be able to look at all the things on the screen at the same time. That would actually be kind of upsetting, actually. It'd be a negative. So what's the perfect size? It depends on the person. Me, I have a 27-inch monitor. I'm actually very happy with it. When I look at the monitor, I can see almost the entire screen. I'm happy with it. I like it. So here we go, guys. At the very least, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sell this guy, and we're going to get the Robo Monkey for around 75, because around 75 is usually a pretty big pain for me. All right, so we need $170 more here. Just get it. Come on, there we go. We get the Robo Monkey, not a Plasma yet, but at least having a Robo Monkey is a huge buff on just a 0-2 monkey, A 0-2 Super Monkey is basically worthless for the amount of money that you spent on him, and no Alchemist in combination with him either. That's a big deal here. But you can tell, now, even as a 0-3 here, we're doing a great job popping all these balloons over here. And especially good against the Moab class balloons, which is pretty important. And then the sad thing is getting laser vision isn't all that helpful here. It's just a little bit of a bonus here. But the big bonus is when you finally sell this guy and get the Plasma going. So we got a few regen balloons coming in here. A little tough around 76. I could have used my my Arrow Storm here or whatever, but I didn't. Slow this down so I can finish talking about monitors. But I like 27 inches. I've seen people going up to 32, and they're pretty happy with the 32. I've seen the people who really like the long monitors. I prefer 2 monitors over a long monitor. In my personal preference, I guess. Here we go. I guess if we can get the Plasma, it's good enough for me, man. Plasma Blast. There we go. We get the Robo Monkey. I'm happy. We can try and power him up here with an Alchemist as well. It's not going to be super duper powerful, but hopefully it'll be something here. If we can even get the money for it, I don't even know at this point. But we do have to be careful. Those big bad Bloons, man. I don't care who you are. I always just say screw it. I'm just going to Arrow Storm or whatever. Because the nice thing is the same thing as Gwendolyn, guys. Keg Blast it. You can get it back just in time here to use it twice against both those big ceramic brushes. Just do it, man. Like, why not? Just do it. So, yeah, size is definitely dependent on who you are and what you're wanting. If you like ultra-wides or you like whatever, or even if you like curved, you know, that's just totally up to you. I like flat monitors. I'm not a big fan of the curved ones. There's nothing wrong with the curved ones. In fact, if I was going to get an ultra-wide, I'd probably want an ultra-wide curved. I'd feel like I'm, like, in the game more than just playing the game. The next thing is so Amanda's making a bunch of noise over there. But the next thing is that this is probably pretty important for you is the refresh rate. This is one of the most important things to me. Most monitors come at a standard 60 hertz, which is how many frames you're going to see every second. All right, so the older monitors used to be 30 frames per second. Now they came in as a standard like 60. Most TVs are 60, and then some monitors though they go up to either 75 or 90 or 120 or even 144. The new like standard like. You will not be able to see anything beyond this. Is usually 144. Like I see some people trying to do like 166 and plus 244. Like you really can't tell the difference at that point, you know? Like your eyes don't see that quickly. So 144 seems to be like the thing that I really want to get to next. That's like my main goal for my next monitor here is I'm hoping to get 144 hertz. About 27 inches. And the last thing, we're going to go into free play here just to kind of see if we can beat this while I finish off my last few thoughts here, guys. The last two things are the panel type, which some people think is completely unimportant. They don't look at this at all. A lot of people don't look at this at all. There's a TN panel and an IPS panel. These are like the two main panels. There's also like a VA panel, and there's like a couple other really... I think there's like one other one that's like somewhat common, but like the main thing is TN versus IPS. Those are going to be your very, very common panels you're going to see quite often. TN panels are worse, basically. They're not as color accurate. You can't see them from every angle, which is kind of important to me. And I've also heard that there's some more glare issues with them, where they don't, you're not looking directly straight at them. They might not work out well at all. So you definitely have to, you know. So anyways, look at this, man. We're beating around 82 on half cash mode. This is pretty crazy here. We got 14 grand saved up, too. What are we going to spend our money on? Let's get this guy to strongest stim. Ooh, got close right there, but we still taking it down. Nice. Let's pop in some, let's do some weird action here. Let's do a Moab. Let's do a relentless Moab with corrosive action on this stuff. So, basically, IPS is a little bit better, but it's also more expensive, as you might expect. You know, there's a lot of people that would be completely fine with the TN panel, especially because price is going to come into play here at least a little bit. And then the last thing, though, for me, that is even remotely important here is, does it have G-Sync or FreeSync? The difference is what kind of graphics card you have. The two main companies that make graphics cards are NVIDIA and AMD. Alright, I actually don't even know if there are other companies that make other, like, video cards that I can actually buy. I'm sure there's, like, Chinese brands or something like that. Like, I've never even, like, heard of them. So, I'm pretty tech-savvy, and I'm sure they're out there, but it just seems like a little weird that there really is just, like, two base companies here. But AMD technically makes worse graphics cards at this point for gaming. Alright? That's, you know, up for debate, I suppose. But they usually make better workhorse gaming cards. In fact, I should probably have a gaming card, an AMD card in my system, but I don't because I also wanted to be able to game on here in a pretty effective manner. And there was no good, cheap video cards when I was trying to buy my card from AMD. There was like, only a good on sale NVIDIA one. So the difference is G-Sync is for NVIDIA and FreeSync is for AMD. And what these do is basically when your graphics card is sending the frames to your monitor, if they don't match up right, you might get some weird errors happening where they're not. Oh, here we go. We might lose. 87, man. We're still pushing through. This is ridiculous. Even on half cash mode, man. This is insane. This is a good defense right here. So you might have some weird issues with it. It just doesn't look right, whether it's ghosting or like double frames happening or half frames happening, or it just doesn't match up right. What the G-Sync and FreeSync both do is they both make the frames, every frame that your graphics card puts out, the monitor will receive exactly. So you have zero issues where you're going to get weird things happening on your monitor, or it won't show up right, or it'll look bad. None of that will happen if you have that type. The problem is you do have to match up either G-Sync or V-Sync with those cards. The interesting thing is, more recently, they came out with NVIDIA kind of did something weird where they said that we're going to support some FreeSync monitors. We're going to give driver updates where you can have your NVIDIA card be with a FreeSync monitor, and it won't have any of those, weird issues. So I should not buy a monitor that is a FreeSync monitor. I should buy a monitor that is a G-Sync monitor if I don't want to have any of those weird ghosting issues or random frame rate issues that might happen that way. There's another weird thing called, I forget what it's called exactly, but it's like your computer does it or Windows does it, where it tries to match up the frames to the graphics card pretty well, but it's not perfect. Like G-Sync and FreeSync are just better at it than, I think it's V-Sync, actually. And that's what I've heard. I'm not an expert on this stuff. I'm just trying to give you guys some information here. If I said anything wrong in this video, feel free to correct me in the comments below. I'm sure everybody would want to be smarter about everything rather than just listen to my stupidity. So I appreciate if you do correct me on any of this stuff in the comments below. Just try not to be mean about it, alright? But that's it. That's basically it. You want to look at the resolution, the panel type, if it has G-Sync or FreeSync, the size of it, and you look at the refresh rate. And I'll use all of that to combine it together to decide what monitor you want to get. Because I feel like the monitor is actually an important concept on how good your stuff is going to look. If you have a $5,000 computer and a crappy $100 monitor, it's not going to look good, man. Like, just don't do it. Don't do that, man. Anyways, I'm actually a little bit surprised at how well this glue gunner is actually working here, man. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't say it has many pops, but it's been doing a great job just keeping everything sort of busy over here. And it looks like the DDTs will finally not take us down, man. We're still going. Can we do around 100 here? I don't think so. There's no way. There's no way, man. No. I'm just going to keep going until I lose, alright? I mean, if I get enough money for the Sun God, I'll absolutely buy it here, but I'm going to keep going until I lose, just to show off a little bit. I mean, we've already made it to around 91. Why the heck not keep going here? Do you see the glue is doing something? I think the main thing is it's slowing down Moab class Bloons. For this price point, that's pretty good, actually. I mean, I don't know what rate we're slowing them down at, but like 50% rate right there? I mean, that's not bad at all. And it's even slowing down some of my gods and stuff like that. I think I definitely need to try and incorporate these, some of these towers into my games a little more often. I saw somebody trying out to use like weirder towers in some of their videos. I definitely want to try to do that too. I think sometimes I just get stuck in this like, oh, I know this is good. I know I'm going to use it. I know I'm going to win with it. And that makes things a little less exciting, you know? We got to try out. Oh, here we go. Round 93, man. I don't have the Sun Avatar yet. And there it is. We finally get beaten here by the DDTs. I should have probably gotten this guy up to 3rd tier here. But what you going to do, man? Round 93. With 19 grand left over, too. It's a little rough. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you press that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't. Hopefully this monitor tutorial video thing did something for you. If not, I'm sorry. Don't mean to be a jerk here, but you suck. See you later, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Press the like button, subscribe, hit the little bell notification icon, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.